welcome to my vlog. Yeah, I know it's been a month. I apologise for the slackness. I have a new Patreon though. My number one is not quite my number one anymore. Well, he's still my number one, but you know what I mean. Sorry, phone on charge. I think I've forgotten what I'm doing with the vlogging. But I kind of wanted to get something underway. I have a cup of tea, so if you have a cuppa, grab it. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Sleep has been a fleeting thing. I'm sore. I don't know what I've done. My right shoulder is sore and my right butt is sore. I'm kind of thinking, what have I done? I've climbed some stairs. I haven't walked any particular place that I know of. I don't know. Old and falling apart. Yes. Not fun. We had a race, sort of, to book into travel vouchers that the estate is giving out. There's been 2 rounds previously and we didn't get a look in at all because it was like fastest finger first and they crashed the system and all that kind of crap. So this time round they have done a workaround where you pre-register and then they do a ballot, and if your name gets drawn you get potentially a $300 voucher. $200 of that goes towards accommodation and $100 goes towards an experience, not including park entries and stuff. So that could be quite good, but we've got to use it for the last week in September. But it can at least be used over the weekends, because I'm kind of thinking, where have I got leave? Like, have I got leave? No, I actually don't. So yeah, we'll squash in a weekend. Hubby's got the place that we can go to all pegged out, I think, at least town-wise. It's up the east coast. In the middle of winter, it's pretty ornery. It is, what is it? It is August 6? No, August 5. Today. Can still expect snow for the next 2 weeks. I have 1 more week of work in the office, and then I have a week doing some training. So yeah, and I've got the retreat this weekend. This weekend? No, next weekend. Next weekend. I don't think my box is going to be here on time. But the digital copy will be at least out, and I've got my kit pretty much ready. I'm missing 4 flosses for that. So I'm thinking I'll get down to my needle shop this weekend. There's some other flosses I need to get for the cryptid stitcher. Not that there's any rush on that. Oh, there is. Yeah, there's 2 flosses for part 1 that I don't have. I already have my Cone of Doom. If you haven't checked out which Stitchy Witcher, Audrey, go check it out. There's a cryptids sal for the next, for August, January, 6 months. So yeah, that's going to be happening. And cryptids, if you aren't already aware, and Rachel, you'll enjoy this, or James might enjoy it. Cryptids are the creatures that may or may not be real. So Loch Ness Monster, Yetis, I don't know, is the jackalope in there? I actually don't know what a cryptid is. I don't know what the list of the creatures are. So Audrey has designed this, and it will be really, really fun to do. I haven't done any videos because I have been pretty much back-to-back stitching with the retreat, Frogwarts, and then the following weekend it was Night Garden. Frogwarts, I didn't know what to expect and didn't know how to do the challenges and didn't know what kind of time I would need, because I had logged into the page. No, I'd logged into the group that they set up as a page. It meant I couldn't see the events. So I had to leave it and get my personal page in. That got sorted out like with, I don't know, 3 days to go before the thing started. So I didn't even know that these challenges existed. I didn't know that we had to stitch on a challenge piece, and it was... And then when I saw the schedule, I'm kind of thinking, oh God, I'm working for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday. How am I going to fit this in? Now, I'd actually taken my Monday off, which was the Sunday being the last day, but I missed the first 2 days. But I did get called in to do Quidditch at the last minute on on the Slytherin team, which could have been interesting because I could have sabotaged it big time, but I didn't. It was just fun to play and see what was going on with that, because that was absolutely lunacy. It was like a digital dive on steroids. We're trying to unscramble words. I'm throwing words into an unscrambler and seeing if something pops out that looks familiar, and it was a case of throwing in this scramble of words and finding that something came out that was similar to Weasley or something, and it was like, oh, I think this one is, Molly Weasley or whatever it might have been, and so I wasn't getting direct anagram solving, but it was like giving me at least a hint to kind of go, ooh, I think I recognize, but some of the characters and some of the names, I'm going, I have no idea. So I felt very, very rookie on that. I did enjoy watching the movies though all over again. So I'd have the movies playing here really, really low, while I was in the Facebook rooms where we were chatting with real people. And I'd set alarms for 5:30. Well, my sleep was so crap that I was waking up around 4. I was managing to kind of go, stuff it, at 5:15 and just get up and get out of bed. So even with the alarm set, I was awake. So by the end of it, of course, his nibs had the man flu for the 2 weeks. And so he was worse for wear. And then by the end of the weekend, with all the talking that I was doing or something, I don't think I was doing that much talking. But anyway, my throat was getting sore and I ended up getting the old COVID test. Which of course was negative because, COVID's not here. So that was good. Would have been concerned. It was a concern because somebody I'd come across in work may or may not have had a contact with COVID on the mainland, and it was just like, and you get all paranoid. Look, I get paranoid getting pulled up by the police after I've had a coffee at a random breath testing site where they're testing for alcohol. I haven't had alcohol for, maybe a week or two, and I'm paranoid, so don't mind the paranoia. I haven't been pulled up for ages. Neither is Marcus. But all we do is commute. We don't go out after hours to be pulled up by random police. We just ring them for the hoons that rev up and down some of the streets here. Alright, they're noisy. There's a huge pothole growing because we've got an under road spring that's eroding the road from underneath, so it's sinking. And I sent an email to the local council, and they sent an email back saying, thanks for the report, we'll check it out. Well, I think it was the day after, some wit with bright pink paint has spray painted "Why pay rates" just below this big craterous pothole that's emerging. It wasn't me. I don't know if they've reported it to the council, but I did the right thing. So, it's a big area. You can't expect council workers to either remember there's a pothole growing there, because who drives the streets? Do they actually have a council member drive around every street in the borough and see, is there a pothole? What part do they put it on as priority? I mean, this thing is actually getting quite big, and then there's a speed hump just below it that's got a loose bit that's just being held down by weight, and it's like, yeah. I think people expecting other people just to know by osmosis is, well, let's just say it's rude. But yeah, don't know if they reported it, but hopefully it will get sorted out. Which means that our access on the road will be blocked for a couple of days. My desk is getting very ratty. There had been plans to move my crafting desk. Well, to move my recording area, I think, more so. Potentially. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure how this was going to work out. But because we no longer have the second step, because she's gone anyway. She made a decision and didn't want to come home. And of course, the alienator mother doesn't give a shit and won't be pushing her to come back, so she's not coming back. So we've got a spare bedroom. So the chat was that we create this into a crafting kind of recording area, which isn't necessarily ideal for me because I like being with people when I'm crafting, whether that's the talking and recording or whether that's the just the company while I'm doing it. Like, I'm not always recording, maybe I'm watching YouTube or stuff. So the idea of going off to a room, and Marcus had initially said, oh, we'll put you down in the computer room downstairs. I'm kind of thinking, that means going outside, through the garage, into the hidey hole. That really doesn't appeal to me, being that distance. Yeah, it's weird. I just prefer doing things with company. I just don't find I have the motivation to do it alone. So yeah, it may work. It means that I've got space to put the shelves fitted, you know, and put my yarn, which is in the box just behind my head here. All that is wool, and it means I could put it onto my square shelves like this and just have the wool open to the air, so I can actually see what colours I have and maybe get around to using it at some stage, or just gonna look pretty. It'd be nice to be organised, that it's not in crates. What's under your bed? Your what? Your ball is under your bed? Yes. Right.
Did it.
The trolley did it?
Yes, again.
Oh, that's because you keep leaving a mess on the floor and I have to move it.
Yeah.
And I took the trolley under your cot.
Yes, on my ball.
Okay.
It's you.
Yes, it was me. You'll have to use the pipe again. The telescope.
No.
Yeah.
I can't. The telescopes can't reach my ball.
Oh. Okay.
I want a big one.
You want a bigger telescope?
Yeah.
That would be a tinfoil tube.
Oh, a tin.
Oh God, she still hasn't eaten her breakfast.
How big, Mummy?
So it's been cold. I'm working afternoons, which means that I start at 1 o'clock and I finish around 8 or 9, depending on how busy it is. So it's dark and it's cold, and then I come home and eat dinner, and it's way too late to be eating dinner at 9 o'clock at night. So last night, I think it was after 11 when I went to bed, and I was awake at 5-ish. So my sleep is crap. Talking to my GP this morning, I've got to get a script renewal for my restless legs. I was sitting at my desk yesterday round about 5 o'clock, and the skin crawling, leg jumping was kicking off round about then, and I'm going, oh my God, yeah, no, I definitely need this medication. But because I'm working, I haven't had my medication at the same time.
Mommy, I've just got 3 batteries. And don't get to
Seriously.
ready.
I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it's age, lack of movement, or what. It's a bit depressing. And I haven't got my sisters to talk to. I mean, I do. They're in Ireland, but time zones, and I'm jaded at night, and it's too early in the morning to talk to them in the morning like I'm not awake. It's a pain in the ass. They said they went through menopause at 52. I'm 48. Something, and I got 4 years more of this shit. Joys. Nobody warns you about this either. They just all go batty as all hell. And you wonder why yes, there's crazy women in Ireland. I did apologise to Marcus when I met him that he wasn't getting the best years out of me, because this crazy menopause was starting.
Batteries.
Oh, okay.
Like my car did too.
She's got a train that she's powering, let's just say.
Mommy, next time you lap for Mommy.
You could have come around.
Oh, yeah. Mommy, I
Hey,
love
Dribble.
your special tree.
Say hi.
Hi.
Yes, face full in it. Ew! Ew! Ew, that's disgusting.
Yes, that's not hello.
No, I don't think it is. It's...
Happy.
Did you get beans in it?
Yeah, I did.
Did you have beans yesterday? That's disgusting, Sophie. You've got a shower. No, it looks like a lolly. Careful.
I'm not having another one.
No. You need to eat your breakfast.
Happy birthdays, Mommy.
No, not now.
Please.
No, I'm recording. Yeah, she's got pink goop in her hair. Ugh.
I can't see.
There you are. You're behind the camera. You're a turkey. So I'm on day 4 of 8. Yeah. I know. It's insane.
A butterfly. Fly, butterfly.
Yeah, I haven't finished day 4 of 8, so I'm not actually over the
Fly, butterfly.
worst of the weekend.
Fly, butterfly.
Or the worst of the end of the week. Normally it's 7 days in a row, but this time around I've got to go in to work a day. I've got to swap my days off, which actually works out okay because it means I can take a day off on the Friday, which is the Thursday of the Autumn in Stars Hollow retreat,
I love flowers.
which I'm really, really looking forward to. I'm really bummed that it's the... I'm talking. Now, if you're going to be rude, you have to leave. So I'm really bummed that it's the last retreat of the year. I really had the whole retreat depression kind of, what am I going to do with myself at the end of it. I used to get really, really down when I went away and did scout camps. Like, I would be in a hole of depression for a couple of days. I remember coming home from one camp. I don't know how much sleep I had, but I came home from one camp and I went to bed and didn't wake up until 4 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. It probably wasn't much sleep. I don't know what we were doing, why we wouldn't have been sleeping. I don't think we were doing any night hikes or anything. I mean, we would have had a campfire, but then, and we were teenagers, but can you, no, go, say bye.
Bye.
Go.
Let's
Just go.
goodbye
Please,
too.
just go. Okay.
Let's-
Flopsy, bye. Flopsy, bye. Bye. Yeah, don't know what I was doing, but yeah, anyway, there was a kind of, this time around, it was like straight back into work, and, yeah, there was no, I didn't feel like I had any just downtime to just go, shh. Yeah. But I have missed the challenges, maybe the Facebook rooms. I've really missed the Facebook rooms. Not that it's always convenient to stick the room on when, you know, Marcus is here and Sophie is here and things like that. And I think it might have been last weekend, the weekend before last. Laura and Katie from Black Needle Society jumped on and did their regular live. And I ended up stitching in the bedroom on the bed. And that was really cool. The only problem was I didn't have enough light in there because my light is on the couch. And Marcus is building me a light, but he killed the printer the day before yesterday or yesterday. The thermistor is gone, whatever that is. So he was building me a light to be able to bring on my retreat in October. So now he's got to wait for a part or see if he can fix it or something. He isn't sure if it's wiring or whatever a thermistor does. So we'll wait and see how that goes. Yeah. I don't know if I've got anything else to say, really. I just to sit and actually listen would be nice, to have someone chit chat with me. Yeah, I'm missing that interaction. I think I need some more people time, stitching people time, not just people time, stitching people time. Yeah, because my work colleagues, it's like, kill me now, you're all children. Not everyone, but yeah. My social awkwardness comes out. Yeah. Somebody was saying something yesterday and I went, oh yeah, and she goes, I hadn't finished. I'm kind of thinking, well, that was a very big breath that you took. And it was, yeah. I know I interrupt people. I'm really bad at that. I get a thought and it's kind of like I just have to go and vomit it out. I wasn't trained very well as a kid. Either that or I didn't listen and just blurted it out anyway. And then I was always told, shut up. No one wants to hear what you've got to say. So I've got this mentality of no one wants to hear what you've got to say. Beaten into me from a child. Teenage siblings and all of that. Like, who wants to listen to a 6-year-old when you're 20? You see? Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. Alright, I'm gonna go. I may add a video to this. I might do another video in the morning. We'll see how I go. Tomorrow is Friday. I just wish I could sleep. I don't feel like I'm getting any answers from my GP either. Yeah. Joys. I'll talk to you in another video. Bye. Hello, I thought I'd drop in before I go to work. It's what you'd describe in Ireland as a soft day. It's actually just spitting and drizzling, and the sun is actually going to hit me in a second, so I'm going to move. We're going to hear the delivery driver skidding up the hill because at the moment the road is wet. I'm getting wet here because there's a gap in the shade sets. I have to fix that. But the sun is now behind 3 layers of shade sail. I have a cup of tea. I might do a sneaky thing on the way to work. Shh, don't tell Marcus. Yeah, I know. Or should I say, Marcus, block your ears. I did a thing yesterday and I need to go in and then talk to him about it. I knew my ex was coming to town, and he's a Facebook slut, and he and I did not part on good terms, and see, there's the delivery driver. He's driving a front wheel drive van and clearly can't drive shit. Anyway. He's flying in with his wife to Tasmania. He's currently ensconced in Melbourne in quarantine, having fucked off to the UK for the last God knows how long, and then COVID hit and he couldn't get back, and I don't know. His plan is to be 6 months in the UK and 6 months in Ireland. I am bitter as all hell. Not just because of the debt that he left me in. He was a prick after separation, and let's just say he blamed me for being psycho, and he turned into a lunatic. Yeah. My head is all in the spin. I was so stressed yesterday, thinking he's spending all this money on flights, and he's got the Facebook perfect life, when in reality, if I think about it, he probably doesn't. But the illogical part kicks in, the angry part kicks in, and it put me in a bit of a shitty mood last night. I actually slept pretty well. I don't know why I slept so well, but I didn't tell Marcus any of this. I'm sorry. I didn't want to deal with it last night because I finished work at, I don't know, 7, and it was too late. Still haven't talked about it yet, but I'll get there. And I know he's going to tell me I shouldn't have done it. But I kind of want to know where he is, because I know when he gets to Tasmania I'm going to be back on hypervigilance, which is a shitty way to live. Because he has literally stalked my city block where I work. And there's these coincidental, not so coincidental meetings that he can fob off as being coincidental. And I know aren't. And I get no support, not from Marcus, but I get no support from family violence point of view. They said that it wasn't family violence, even though it was emotionally abusive, and he was hassling and harassing and sending messages, and it was horrible. So yeah, he's back, going to be back in a week and a half, free from quarantine, flying in, and slutting it up with my kids. And my kids, 2 of them, won't talk to me. And it was my eldest grandchild's 6th birthday. I messaged her dad, my eldest boy, asking if I could get her a gift, and he went, "No, she doesn't know who you are. You haven't worked on getting in touch with me for 5 months," and said work on a relationship with him, and then maybe I'll get somewhere. And it's just like, he's going to make me jump through hoops. I sat on that for a day before raising it with Marcus, and the result was that I sent him a message saying, "So where do we start?" We had a coffee 5 months ago, and that's the last I had heard from him. And it's like, so I'm hurting. It's been a mentally really, really low day, and funny, I missed my sertraline pill yesterday. Missed all my pills yesterday. And I'm usually pretty good at taking them. I don't think I had run out for any other days, but it's like, I can't be that sensitive to sertraline that a day or 2 makes that big a difference. I think it actually does. So yeah, it's affecting me, and even other people's things are affecting me. So Jennifer Roberts dealing with the potential of losing Willow is affecting me big time. I'm teary, and I hate being teary. I hate feeling, and yeah. Feelings hurt. And feelings are just, yeah. And it's not like I'm on a numbing dose. Anyway, I have been on a numbing dose where the brain is just completely silent. It's very trippy. Didn't like that actually. Oh dear. So yeah, I'm just feeling a bit vulnerable today, this morning, last night, and I put myself into that situation, and now I've just got to get through it. And you know what? This morning's common threaded stitchers post was a positive word for the year. Well, it wasn't even a positive word for the year, a word for the year. And I'm going, negative, 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 negative. And it was just like, this is not all negative. This is just the moment. At least realizing it was just the moment is just the moment. Is good. It's positive. But I ended up kind of going, you know what, I'm a work in progress. And progress is what I've done since December, when I had spinal surgery and then recovery, doing all the things that I was meant to do. I walked up to a store in the city called Spotlight from work, and I'm walking up the road, and up until maybe a month ago I couldn't walk without feeling some kind of pain, some niggle, and I'm walking up and I'm going, oh my god, I actually feel really good. Like my hips, my pelvis, my legs, my back felt comfortable, and it was nice to be in my skin. And it was just like, wow. And I had been paying attention because I've been doing my physio that I've been given, and there is one little niggle that I need to work on. I've got an appointment with him, thank God, on Tuesday, because there was a bit of a work clash. They rescheduled me on a work day, and it meant I had to cancel that appointment, which I was gutted at, but they've ended up giving me a cancellation, and that's really good because I want to get on top of this niggle, because I need to get training done at work and get back and get stronger and all of that kind of thing. I've lost weight, which I haven't made a big deal of since December. I'm not going to give figures. I don't feel like I've lost anything in my face. In fact, I was looking at selfies. I think I've scanned through selfies for the first of the month, because again, Common Threaded Stitchers wanted us to post a selfie on the 1st of August, and looked at a selfie, and I've got this bum fuzz on my cheeks, and I've always had bum fuzz, but it's getting thicker, and it's like, oh shit, menopause really is kicking in. Maybe I need to shave, wax, or fuck. I don't have bristles yet. I don't remember Mum having bristles either, to be honest, but then she was 53 when she died, so... But no, I don't remember Mum having bristles, and God knows when she went through menopause because of the fucking cancer, but... Anyway. Yeah. And I don't think there's any Greek in my blood to have the, you know, those wild hairs that the Greek ladies tend to have, the big wild black hairs that look like pubes. Yeah. Is that going to be a thing for... Fuck me. Fuck menopause. Oh, jeez. Just when I thought I was going to get sane again, menopause kicks in. And it's like, ugh. And it could be a potential of 4 more years of this. It's like, okay. Yeah, so just doing a quick recording before I get ready and go to go into the city and deal with what I've got to deal with. And it's going to be a long day. Feels like it's going to be a long day. Anyway. It's not really. I'm just giving myself plenty of prep time. And then I can kick back, do some other work. And maybe even kick back and jump on the knitting for a couple of rows. I'm driving myself in so I don't get my car time. So I might do a couple of rows or something of my knitting. I got a new piece of uniform for work, and the stupid people in the store gave me the wrong size, so I've got to get that swapped. That's not going to be today. And it's just like, I was the only order you had, because when I walked up the guy went and got my stuff, and he wouldn't have even known my name, I don't think. And he got the only order that was there. I was like, how could you have got this wrong? And I was like, oh. So I've got to double check that I've got the order correct for the size, and then bring it back in on Monday. It's like, ugh, people. But it's just this gorgeous soft rain. The sun is behind the clouds. Okay, the first bird there was a plover. They were a freaking nightmare. They're called masked lapwings, and they actually males have spikes on the elbows of their wings, and they swoop in baby season to protect their eggs and their baby plovers. I don't know why they're protected. I'm sure I've seen them in Ireland, the exact same birds, but they're protected in Tasmania. And they screech at night. And kudos to them, they're very protective of their babies. But far out, they're a pest. And the second bird was a blackbird. We actually have some noisy blackbirds here. Don't know if you knew this, but blackbirds have to be taught to sing. And I'm not sure I've actually heard the blackbirds locally sing their warning flight. And that's the warning sound that they do as they fly away. It's kind of like a kind of, and they swoop and fly. I don't think I've heard the locals do that. I have heard them do their blackbird warble though. But there are some blackbirds around that are actually silent. So there you go, point of interest today. But it's Saturday. I haven't done any stitching this morning. I worked on my video. Sassy Pouch had sent out the missing item, which was Silk for You thread, which actually reminded me of Elsa from Frozen. It looks really cool. It's this turquoise and cream. It's actually similar in shade to my phone lanyard kind of wrist strap. It's really, really pretty. Supposed to be doing floss tube. I don't actually know. I like doing the floss tubes on the weekends. I don't know, does it really matter? Everyone else seems to do floss tubes on every other day, so I might wait until I'm on a day off and just do it on Tuesday. It is going to be a huge video. I have so much to show. But for now, my phone is probably dying. Hubby's been using it all morning to try and install a new app that's some kind of encrypted chat channel. My phone is low, so I'm going to go stick it on charge, upload this video, and be able to piece it together with my first bit of the video, and yeah, you get a bit of a vlog this time. So my tea is now cold because I've been sitting outside, so I'm going to finish. I'm getting cold now as well because the wind's picked up. And I'll see you next week. Alright, cheer, bye. Bye.